Ashish Gadekar, who is Professor and Dean in Faculty of Management, MAT Mauritius. He is teaching at higher education level since the last 22 years. His area of interest in research is industry and education. He strongly believes in research-based teaching learning and finds no substitution of this. He has been a successful consultant trainer and mentor to corporate leaders. He has been on the editorial board as well as reviewers board of the reputed international journals. He has published more than 40 research papers in international journals and conferences. Under his profound leadership as an academic head, dean and head of department, he has delivered the academic excellence. He has also designed and implemented an innovative pedagogy to make the subject knowledge interesting and meaningful in the real world context. By the virtue of his education, qualification and innovative thinking, he is highly appreciated for his leadership role as an administrator and professor in higher education arena.
Well, thank you very much for that honored and pompous introduction. I hope I'm audible as well as my audio and video is clear. So there we go. And I'm excited to talk about something very interesting that really has given a lot of dimension to even my thought process, and that's a spirituality and humility. I have always been appreciative of the concept that more the humbleness in your attitude and in your behavior, larger is the radiation of the energy. It's very easy to, get going with something that may really raise so-called your temperament and your thinking and maybe your behavior patterns. But then to reverse it in such a way as to become approachable as well as accessible to the world, it's something unique which is need of an art. Remember, who is more approachable? The one who has assertiveness, who has positivity in his behavior. And where from we get this? To tell you, we definitely get this from the source called yoga, meditation, and yes, the spirituality. Because spirituality, in nutshell, has that power to let you know that in this universe where you stand. And well, knowing that position will always help you to ground yourself, your ideas, and your thought process. These days, I have witnessed, and I have witnessed many examples of humility. People are trying to create an environment for others conducive enough to raise their lifestyles as well as make their living possible. And I can tell you, the if you go on backward integrating this, somewhere you will find that this all has come up from our mythology, our enormous amount of accessible knowledge in the books of Ramayana, Gita, Mahabharata, and Vedas. So these this compact knowledge again may not be an interest of common man, but what should be an interest is live and let live. We as a human being has all definitely rights to accumulate wealth, but then we have to understand what is enough and what is required to live a sensible life, and beyond that have a courage to share. Abundance is a very relative term. Okay, the one who may be having an asset of the valuation maybe in crores may feel that I have an abundance of resources. On the contrary, the someone who has just 10 currencies of 100 each, meaning just 1,000 rupees, may also feel that I have abundance. It's very relative. And this relativity makes the life beautiful. We have heard and we are seeing that the people, even with less resources, when measured on the happiness quotient, performed much higher than so-called the wealthy people, or maybe the ones who has larger resources. Point here is materialistic wealth probably, or maybe these materialistic resources cannot be the source of satisfaction and the joy. It's a proven fact. I'm not the first one to tell this. But yes, what I'm trying to make a point here is try to be sensible, ground yourself. Do not just fly in air just because maybe you have got few degrees more, or maybe few years of experience more, or maybe on the ladder of salaries you are earning more. Doesn't literally make you possibly the happy person. What will make you a happy person is by sharing your resources, sharing your ideas, and sharing your thought process. My humble appeal to one and all is, especially those who have started believing that they are learned and they are accomplished people, needs to ground themselves, make them accessible and approachable. Well, one more thing, and this is pretty important. So recently, I have been to one of the schools as a guest speaker, and what I could see there wonders. Along with the academics, these schools are giving equal weightage in grooming the students in real human beings, the one who will value human values, the one who will care for others and believe in sharing their best with others. This kind of nurturing is required, and is required in the early stages of our career. Many a times and many a platforms, it has been talked that the Gurukul Paddhati has no more significance in the current education system. But I beg to differ, and I strongly beg to differ. Well, I'm not here for excluding things, but I'm very much here for making things work for inclusive growth. Instead of cutting things and creating something which is maybe uh, may be fitting or may not be fitting to the cause, why not we put everything together in a manner or another and create an environment where not only the technocrats, the corporate citizens, or maybe scientists, or maybe thinkers are nurtured, but yes, the human values are also nurtured. People and the people should be taught how to be humble and well, what they can experience by just being humble. Well, one more thing. The lot of time I have seen people experiencing a lot of stress, and then they somehow feel detached from the mainstream of living life, feel unhappy, and then they take on something wrongful ways for making their livings. My question is why this happens? And this happens because lack of support in that delicate phase of life. If we are supportive, if we are caring, if we are understanding and mature enough to show your interest in resolving their problems, or maybe helping them out from that crisis situation, believe me, to largest extent we can definitely control on these ugly happenings. One more very good example I would tell you, and this happened recently. I won't name the leader because I don't want to make political associations and other things. Uh, but it is so happening that the leader, a prominent leader, is engaged in a you know political campaign, and during that political campaign, it so happened that the ambulance on the same road is moving with the patient, obviously the siren on. And this leader, a prominent leader, at the top of, at the helm of the affairs, realized that something is not right. And well, with all humbleness and respect, he asked the whole uh, march to make way for that ambulance. An ambulance passed. Well, media and all, they did their job, but my understanding or my take is the one who has all might, strength, and our powers and authorities and whatnot under his shoulders could have even asked that let the ambulance take some other road and take the patient to the hospital. Why should I disturb my campaign? And well, I have all authorities to do that. But no ways. The humbleness at its top. I would say these experiences will teach we all people that what it means by helping others and making others' life easy and conducive. This one example I'm telling you has really given learning for life. How to be humble, approachable, and yes, dedicate yourself in making others' life better and even better. Well, things doesn't end here. My another point to present is when it comes to say humbleness, when it comes to humility, how we can increase the quotient of humility or say humbleness or being approachable, how to nurture that. And I would say this question can be very easily nurtured subject to we start practicing yoga, we start understanding and appreciating obviously self existence and its relevance to our own people, but at the same time, people around us. Remember, we being a social animal, we cannot make our own life livable and sustainable unless and until there are the people working around you. What it means? It simply means one point, and that is we should be appreciative and humble and approachable towards the mankind around us. And this doesn't mean just for the mankind, but towards all and every living being. Spirituality helps you to know that you should be more and more approachable towards even animal, even environment. And well, I'll take few seconds here to talk about our approachableness and our humbleness towards environment is also equally important. This industrial era needs that angle even more prominently. First of all, spirituality should be respecting you, should is teaching you mainly about how to create a balance and how to be a perfect manager in order to let everyone develop. Well, with that, I think I have taken my time, and I thank Conscious Worldwide, United Conscious Conclave, and the organizers that they have given me an opportunity to present my viewpoint on spirituality and humility. I really, really thank one and all and wish all best for the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Ashish ji. Thank you very much for giving emphasis on being approachable, being grounded, and importance of value education, reassertion on Gurukulam Paddhati, importance of yoga, and realizing that humility towards Sarva Bhutanam, not only human beings, and the concern for environment also. Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Dr. Ashish Gadekar for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.